Hey everyone. So let's figure out with these two examples what species is being oxidized and what species is being reduced. So for this first one, we have zinc reacting with hydrochloric acid, and we need to essentially go through and assign oxidation states for every atom and see how it changes. So remember, when something is in its elemental form, its oxidation state is 0. So zinc is in its elemental form, its oxidation state is 0. And if you remember your rules, hydrogen is a +1 unless it's in with a hydride, and chloride will be a -1. And then over here on the right hand side we have chloride still being -1, but there are two of them, so it essentially acts like it's contributing that -2. So to balance that out, zinc must be +2. Hydrogen gas is in its elemental form, oxidation state is 0. Okay, now let's actually figure out what happened. So I'm noticing that zinc went from 0 to +2. So what happened there? So if it's being more positive, it's losing electrons. Okay. And if we remember our mnemonic, oil rig, oxidation is losing electrons, reduction is gaining electrons. So if you're losing electrons, then you are oxidized. Good. Now let's take a look at other things in this reaction. We have hydrogen from +1 all the way to 0. So it's increasing in its negativity. So it is gaining electrons. What does that mean? Well, better be reduction, because we already assigned one for oxidation. So you have your hydrogen that's being reduced and your zinc solid, or original zinc solid, that's being oxidized. So that's how you would attempt, or complete that problem. Let's move on to the second example. H2O2 goes to, so peroxide goes to water and oxygen. So peroxide is that weird, caveat with the oxidation states. So oxygen is not going to be -2 anymore. It's going to be -1. And there are two of them, so it's -2 contribution. And then the hydrogen, it's +1, which balances out because it's contributing +2. Okay. And then we move over to to the water species. We have oxygen being its normal -2 oxidation state, hydrogen being its normal +1, and then oxygen gas over here is an elemental form. It contributes 0. Okay, let's see how things changed. So it doesn't look like hydrogen changed, but what did change is oxygen changed 2 different ways, which is entirely possible. Okay, so it's essentially your peroxide. Let's see, your H2O2 is being oxidized and reduced to form water and oxygen on the right hand side. So it's kind of interesting, and it's entirely possible. Okay, so keep working on these examples. Make sure you can assign any type of oxidation state for any type of molecule or reaction.